All right, let's talk about debt, but not in that way that makes you feel awful or, totally trapped. We're going to do this differently. I'm talking about handing you the actual key to unlock those chains. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through a super clear step by step plan to take back control of your money and, honestly, your entire life. Ready? Let's dive in.
This idea isn't new. Not at all. This bit of wisdom, it's been around for literally thousands of years, and man, it just cuts right to the bone, doesn't it? When you owe someone money, your life, it's not completely yours. Your time, your hard work, your choices, all of it serves the lender first. That is a really powerful and kind of sobering thought to kick things off with. No, I mean, seriously, just stop for a second and really think about this. Picture your next paycheck hitting your bank account. Now, imagine there are no car payments coming out, no credit card bills, no student loans breathing down your neck. Instead of all that money just flowing right back out to the banks, it's staying with you. It's going into your savings, your investments, your dreams. What would that freedom even feel like? What would you do differently? It's a game changer, right? See, that's because debt is so much more than just a number on a statement. It's this quiet force that ends up dictating the biggest decisions in your life, and a lot of the time, we don't even realize it's happening. So this slide right here, it lays out two completely different realities. I mean, look at this. On one side, you've got that feeling of being trapped, stuck in a job you don't even like, just to make sure the payments are covered. But on the other side, that's freedom. The freedom to take a chance on a new career, or maybe chase a passion project, all because your income is finally yours. You stop working to pay for your past, and you start building your future. Okay, let's make this super real for a second. The average car payment in America, $504 a month. For a lot of us, that's just a normal bill, right? It's just part of life. But what if I told you that normal payment has a hidden cost that is absolutely anything but normal? And here it is. This is the true cost. If you took that same $504 a month and invested it, say from age 30 to age 70, it could grow to over $5.6 million. Just let that sink in for a minute. We're not just talking about a car payment anymore. That's a retirement. That's changing your family's future for generations. That is what debt is actually costing you. Okay, so that's the problem. That's the pain. But enough about that. Let's flip the script and talk about the incredible possibility that's waiting on the other side. What does life actually look like? And more importantly, what does it feel like when you have zero payments? Because when you get debt-free, you finally reclaim the most powerful wealth-building tool you will ever have, your income. Every single dollar you earn can now work for you. Think about it. That means building real wealth, being crazy generous with your money, and choosing a job based on what you're passionate about, not just the pressure of having to make those monthly payments. All right, so maybe you're feeling fired up now. You're ready to make a change. But the big question is, how? How do you actually do it? So let's get practical. Let's talk about the plan to get you to this freedom. It's called the debt snowball method. So here's the deal with how it works. And just a heads up, it might sound a little backward at first. You're going to list all your debts, but not by the interest rate. Nope, you list them by the balance, from the smallest little one to the biggest. And then you attack that smallest one with every spare penny you have. Now, why would we do that? Because this isn't about math on a spreadsheet. This is about psychology. It's about getting that first quick win to build some serious, unstoppable momentum. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. The math nerds in the room are probably screaming, but what about the debt avalanche? Where you attack the highest interest rate first. And look, on paper, they're right. You might save a few bucks in interest that way. But personal finance is almost never about what works on paper. It's about how we work. It's about behavior. The debt snowball is designed for actual human beings. Those fast, early wins, man, they create this powerful feeling of progress that keeps you in the fight for the long haul. Let's just break it down into 4 simple steps. Ready? Step 1, list every single debt you have, smallest to largest. Step 2, keep making the minimum payments on everything except for that smallest one. Step 3, throw every extra dollar you can possibly find at that smallest debt until it is completely gone. Poof. And step 4, this is where the magic really happens. You take the entire payment you were making on that now dead debt and you roll it onto the next one in line. And that, my friends, is how the snowball starts to grow into an avalanche. So now let's talk about the why behind all this. Why does focusing on your behavior work so much better? Well, it's because getting out of debt, it's really less about your calculator and way, way more about changing your habits.
Here it is. Debt isn't a math problem, it's a behavior problem. I mean, think about it. If it was just math, we'd all be debt-free, right? We just use a calculator and be done. But it's not. It's about our habits, our mindset, our emotions. The debt snowball is so powerful because it's designed specifically to change your behavior. It gives you this series of wins that builds your confidence and totally transforms your relationship with money. Look, let's be real. This journey is not always going to be easy. There are going to be days where you just want to quit. So you need a system to keep yourself fired up. Seriously, put a chart up on your fridge and get that satisfaction of crossing off debts. Always remember your why. Is it your family, your freedom? Keep that front and center. Find someone who'll check in on you and keep you accountable. And for the love of all that is holy, please stop comparing your journey to what you see on social media. This is your race, and you have to celebrate every single win, no matter how small it feels.
You know, for a lot of people, this motivation also comes from a place of faith. From this perspective, the struggle with debt is seen as more of a spiritual battle. And the belief is that you're not fighting it alone, which, as you can imagine, can be a really profound source of strength and the will to keep going. And this verse, it really captures that feeling perfectly. When you're staring at a mountain of debt that just feels completely, totally impossible to climb on your own, faith can give you the hope that a way will be made, even when you can't see it yourself. All right, we've talked about the pain, we've imagined the possibility, we've walked through the plan, and we've dug into the psychology. So let's bring it all home and talk about how you start your own path to freedom, like today.
Ultimately, this all comes down to a few things: focus, discipline, and a real sense of urgency. But the entire journey, all of it, starts with one simple and, kind of terrifying action. You have to face the music. You have to. Stop letting the bills pile up unopened on the counter. Sit down, take a deep breath, and write down every single dollar you owe to anyone for any reason. That moment of truth, that's your first real step toward freedom.
And you know what's the most empowering part of all this? Once you have a plan, like the debt snowball, your debt-free date, it stops being some fuzzy, far-off dream. It becomes a predictable, calculable reality. You can literally circle a date on your calendar. So the only real question left is the one you see right here. When will yours begin?